Hi guys, Mr. Roth here, and today we're going to be looking at solving a basic trig equation that involves a cosine. So remember, the first step when solving any trig equation is that we always want to try to isolate the trig function on one side of the equation. So here I'm going to subtract 3 cosine from both sides to combine like terms. Let's see, that's going to leave me with 2 cosine theta plus 1 equals 0, and I'll move this constant over the other side by subtracting 1 from both sides. 2 cosine theta is equal to negative 1. And to finish the isolation process, I'll divide everything by 2. So I see that the cosine of angle theta is equal to negative 1/2. So now we just need to find all values of theta that satisfy this equation. Well, we remember that to solve a cosine trig equation, our angle is going to be equal to the arc cosine of the constant side of the equation, in this case negative 1/2. Well, arc cosine, that is just plus or minus the inverse cosine. Remember, inverse cosine is just a single angle plus 2 pi n. Okay, now this is a little bit of review. How can we figure out what the inverse cosine of negative 1/2 is? Well, let's start by drawing our angle. We remember that inverse cosine is going to give us an angle in quadrant 1 or quadrant 2, and because the argument is negative, the angle must be in quadrant 2. So okay, we'll draw our angle. There it is. Call it theta. And make a little triangle. Well, cosine is the x-coordinate of our point on the unit circle. So we know the x-coordinate of that point is negative 1/2. Let's see, the hypotenuse of this triangle is length 1. Oh, I remember now. That means the y-coordinate is root 3 over 2. This has got to be a 30, 60, 90, where this is our, this is our 60-degree angle, or rather our pi thirds angle. So that means the inverse cosine of negative 1/2, remember we always measure our angle from the initial side, is equal to 2 pi thirds. So let's take that and plug it in. At the end of the day, we get theta is equal to plus or minus inverse cosine of negative 1/2, which we found was 2 pi thirds, and any angle coterminal to it. So we can add any multiple of 2 pi, because 2 pi is the period, and we might mention that n is an element of the integers. Thanks for listening.